Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your mid-April bonus reading for the elemental energy of Earth. Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you are Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or have Earth high up in your chart, then this message is for you. And if you've never had your charts read and you're looking for just a good general basic one, there is a link in the description. It's not a sponsored or anything like that one. It's just a tool that I found that works really well, and that's a natal chart from Llewellyn. It gives you your base 12 houses with all the little signs and symbols, and then there's a 10 to 20 page description of what all that means, so you can check that out if you're interested. The other links down there for the tarot and oracle cards are affiliates, and so those, when you click through those, that does help the channel out a little bit, so that's pretty cool. And I am just finishing shuffling the cards and pulling the cards. When I do the when I do the bonus readings, I like to do a Celtic cross with a couple of little variations that have made more sense to me versus the traditional version. So those you'll see those when they come up. But with that, we will get started here. If you see something different with the cards I read intuitively, feel free to comment down below and let me know your thoughts and feelings, or your intuitive guidance if you feel comfortable with that. While you're down there, hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll get started here. So Earth, you're starting off as your significator, so this is the totality of who you are in this moment, with the number 6, the Emperor. And what this is really saying is, or not 6, this is 4. You're standing in this energy of balance, but you're also standing in your divine masculine power. This is where the Empress is divine feminine, Emperor is divine masculine. This is the more projective, more protective energy that's being brought forward here. This is basically pure power that's being offered or being shown to you. So when you stand in this Earth, this is saying stand in the highest form of your masculine energy. And it doesn't mean you have to be pompous or anything like that, because masculine energy is not generally. It's very projective, but it also calls forth this protective aspect, which is an element of Earth, where you're protecting the hearth, the home, the finances, and that's part of this energy that's coming in here. And it's the protective part is the one that I'm being told is the really important part, because Earth, in this moment, you're protecting something. You're protecting, it could be your self, it could be protecting the family, and it doesn't have to be like, digging a moat around the house type of protection, but you're preparing, planning, and getting ready for an expansion is what I'm hearing. So you're in a really powerful spot to start off your month with. The energy that's crossing you, well, this makes sense because it's the crossing energy that is your opposite anyway, which is the 10 of Swords. Swords are air in the tarot. And so when you have this one, it's saying that the energy that's crossing you is completion of a project, but regret along with it. So what I'm getting with this one is when you complete this project that you've been protecting, that you've been growing, that you've been building, that doesn't mean you have to regret something that happened along the way. Yes, good things happen, bad things happen, that's just part of life, but what I'm getting with this one is it's okay to acknowledge that it happened and allow it to fade away, because that's not helping you. It's the crossing energy, so this is like a challenge or something that didn't go quite the way it's supposed to. And with that, and you being the Emperor here, it's saying, you know what, sometimes things happen, but you have took account for your own actions and whatever issue that was, and that's allowed you to stand in that authority as the Emperor. So be aware that if someone else is bringing it up, they're doing this, but you don't have to listen. Your higher self energy is the 7 of Cups. This is a very dreamy energy, and it's also calling to, okay, you've completed, you're protecting, you're building, you've built something, and now what's next? Where are you going next with this? Are you building a home, starting a family? Are you going on the hunt for something new? Are you being reborn from your own ashes because of something else that happened? Are we chasing finances? What is it you're going towards next? And this energy is saying, don't get lost in the dream. Your higher self wants you to select a dream, find the next chapter, but don't get lost in the dream itself. You're finding it, you're going to pull it down into the physical, and you're going to move forward with it. But what I'm hearing is this is the perfect time for you, Earth, to get clear on where you're going next. You've already achieved, and now you're protecting that which you've collected, or as a dragon would do, hoard. You're collecting and you're protecting that. But now it's also time to start thinking about the future. Where are we going next, Earth? Your shadow, it's interesting that your higher self and your shadow is also Cubs, is the 8 of Cups. And this is where, in the secrets of your shadow, is where you're going to find probably the biggest rewards. It doesn't mean you're going to find everything all at once, because the shadow doesn't work that way. But what it's saying is, be open to understanding your shadow. Your shadow is bringing forward, look, we have all these things to offer you. We have secrets in the night, but those secrets are yours. It's things you already know. Earth, that's the beauty of the shadow, is this isn't new information. It's new lessons that you are being asked to integrate. In some cases, you'd hear being called to integrate, because your shadow is where we hide all of the stuff we don't want to deal with. We shove all that stuff in there. We don't want to acknowledge the stuff that we've regret, mistakes we've made, things like that. But what I'm hearing with this one is it's time to bring this energy forward. Whatever's coming up in this moment, the first thing that comes to mind, examine that. What lesson is there? Your shadow is here to teach. Your shadow is trying to help you reintegrate the parts of yourself that you may have rejected at some point, or parts of yourself that you've said, oh, those aren't good because someone told me. That's not a good answer. But what your shadow is saying right now is those things that are coming forward are actually a form of treasure, and that can show up in an emotion. And sometimes those emotions, when your shadow gets going, can cause like a little up and down going emotional wise. You could have laughter, you could have sorrow, but allow yourself to feel it and then integrate the energy back in. And you're going to feel you may feel sad for a moment, or you may feel kind of hollow for a second, and then you're going to feel more complete, and it's going to confuse you because you're like, well, I thought it was complete. You were for the moment, but your shadow is holding all that stuff back, and now it's time to leech some of it back in. And what's being brought forward are the treasures, the diamonds in the rough type thing. And that ties into your higher self, who's saying, where are you headed next? What dream are you chasing next? Because when you pick that dream, the shadow is going to work with you to help identify if there's a blockage, and if so, how are you going to integrate that lesson and remove that block so you can actually bring this into fruition. And that's a really powerful tower when you think about it. And I'm not talking the tower card, I'm talking about, let me get these cards here, the tower of you. Because your higher self is saying, where are we going next? Because you stand in your authority right now. You're in your power. Because your shadow is saying, boy, do we have some things that can help you on with this dream. You just have to pick the dream. So when you look at it from that perspective, it allows you to step into that that next step, those next chapters, in a much more relaxed state. You're still going to have things going on, but it's not going to be as intensive as like going to war to achieve these things. Your immediate past, the last 1 month, 6 months, or a year, is the 7 of Pentacles. This is saying in the past you have nurtured, you have reached for, and you have grown the things that you were wanting to harvest. In the moment, you're harvesting. So you did what you wanted to do, but it's through hard work. It's through perseverance. It's through sometimes having to climb the tree. Sometimes it's just making sure no one else cuts it down. But you've done all this prep work, getting to where you are now, Earth, and now you're in that state of, oh, I can actually achieve this. So your past has led you to this point of knowing that you can accomplish these things, knowing that you can achieve your dreams, your goals, and your ambitions. And it's also saying there may be some things in the past that you felt were out of reach, but your shadow is wanting you to say, or to look at, are they still out of reach in this moment? If so, where do you need to look to? What do you need to adjust to put them back into reach where you can actually grab them? So your immediate future, the next 1 month, 6 months, or a year, is the 6 of Pentacles. It's interesting that you have so many sets, 7, 8, 6, 7, number, and then you even have 10 going on here. Mostly even cards, so that's cool. The 6 of Pentacles is this energy of sharing. And in the future, you're going to have sharing. When we are giving, we are receiving. When we are receiving, we are giving. And it's a cycle of energy that goes on. And think of Ouroboros. It's always giving, but it's also receiving at the same time. And that's you. Are giving to these guys. They're giving gratitude and protection back. They're also offering you something that they have brought. So you have this cyclical energy that's being built here. Your future is saying, as you have grown, as you have achieved, you are ready to share this information. You're ready to offer it to the next person. You're willing to, and it doesn't have to be like in a classroom setting, like I am going to teach you. It could be something as simple as by your life, by your demonstration, by your example. Others are seeing what you have done, Earth, and that's helping them figure out where they are at. And again, these are general readings, so take what works. But with that Emperor as who you are in this moment, you have achieved something that you have put your mind to, and now you're protecting it and you're standing in your authority. And in the future, that authority is now being offered as a teacher aspect. So you're getting ready to share the things that you have learned. As you have received, so shall you offer. And in the process of doing that, it's actually going to support you further down the road. So your inner world, this is kind of your personal attitude type of things. We have the Six of Wands. There's almost this energy of arrogance inside, because with the Emperor coming forward, if you look at the divine masculine, or the masculine energy in a negative way, it's pompous, it's egotistical, it's look at how good I am, I'm dangling my opponent. But your inner attitude is just that reflection of how you're feeling in the moment. So there's this call to don't get too involved in this ego side. It's all right to be proud of what you've achieved, but it's not necessarily a good thing to be egotistical about it. Like, I'm so much better in the moment, but there's people better than you too. So you still have more to strive for, but you can also help others come up with you. It's that old saying, don't pull the ladder up behind you. That's where this is coming in. And so your outer world, the things that are outside of your control, your outer environment, we have the Three of Cups. The outside world is actually celebrating with you. Your success has brought them joy, and that goes into your future energy of the Six of Pentacles, where you're sharing that. And this outer world stuff that you're like, no, it's not that big of a deal. And I can tell you right now, you have said that phrase, Earth, here recently, but it's because they're happy for your success. You may not feel in this moment that you've achieved everything you want, because you may not have, but look at how far you've actually come. And that's this Three of Cups. This is the joy, the celebration that occurs when you have success, big success or little, it doesn't matter. You're having the success. And you can be sitting there in a moment watching this video going, oh, I haven't had any success. Have you paid your bills this month? Do you have a house to live in? Do you have a partner, a spouse? Do you have kids? Those are all successes, and the world will see that and celebrate it. And that's stuff that's outside your control. So let them enjoy the fact that you have succeeded. They're celebrating you, Earth. That's pretty big. So your hopes and fears is the Ten of Pentacles. You fear the outcome of your desires. And I don't know why they're bringing that forward right now, my guides. They're saying that you're actually worried about what the shadow might bring forward, for the simple fact that what if they bring forward something and I fail? What if they bring forward something and I succeed, and like a part of me becomes evil or dark, or whatever term you want to use there? And yes, things can corrupt, but being aware that that is something that can happen will keep you more on the hope side of things, of staying humble, staying rejoicing, and staying open to sharing. The Ten of Pentacles is the completion of a cycle. It is the completion of an event. And the fear part of that is either A, what happens when I achieve this? How am I going to change? Because that's always something that is a thought. But it's also that fear of, well, if I complete it, then what do I do next? The hope is whatever you want. And remember, your higher self, and this is the energy that keeps coming up here, you have a dream to pick. Where are you going next? Don't get trapped in the dream world, but where are you going next? Because your hope here is, when I achieve this, I have the options again. I can do something different. I can change something if I don't like where this has ended. I can move forward. because you've completed a cycle, you know you can do it again, and that's the Ten of Pentacles. You can use one of these coins as a seed to start the next tree. So you're in a pretty interesting place as far as the hopes and fears go. Your completion, the way the outcome of all this, there is a double-edged sword here. Not literally, because it's a single-edged sword in the picture, but the Queen of Swords is a double-edged card. And I say that because you feel that things didn't turn out the way you wanted to. Your eggs hatched, and you have butterflies. You were wanting a dragon, but you have butterflies. So you're almost feeling kind of down about this. Yes, you've achieved in this moment where you wanted to be. You're the Emperor standing in authority. But it's almost... Earth, I'm getting this image of hollow victory. Like, I achieved it, now whatever. It's not a big deal. It is. Because you've achieved it and you've melted the snow. The snowdrops are the indication of the end of winter. The butterflies being all blue, this is your emotions being freed. This is your joy starting to expound. This poor queen dragon is saying, I feel like there's been a loss. But everything around you is going, no, there's not. You've expanded. You've grown. Others are seeing it. They are impressed with how far you've come. So this call that's coming up here, what I'm hearing is, accept how far you've actually moved. And that's not an easy thing, Earth. That could be that challenge from the your crossing energy as well, which is this Ten of Wands, where Ten of Swords, where you have achieved, but it almost is like, how much have I lost to achieve this? You actually haven't. Yes, there's been some things that have fallen away along the path, but look at how far you've come. Yes, don't cry over spilled milk type of energy. Your underlying theme here, and this is kind of the energy that goes underneath, and this card doesn't always get called forth, but this one it did. The Two of Swords, knowledge, wisdom. It's twos, it's air. Again, this is a challenge. The underlying thing here is you want to pull away. You don't feel that you are worthy. Understand that you're in a gateway period. You're in the process of passing from one life into another. So you're in a great deal of transformation right now, Earth, and that's scary. But that's what's causing you to pull away and want to wrap up. Like, well, no, I've completed that, but I don't know where I'm going next, and I don't know what I'm doing, but you have a moon up here, so your intuition is calling you. You know what direction to go. It may not be the easiest choice, but you know what you need to do to achieve this. So, Earth, before we get into the oracle cards, take a few minutes and just do some deep breathing. Pause the video if you need to, and allow yourself to understand where you're at in this moment. You are on the precipice of a life-changing occurrence. Could be a new job, could be a new house, could be proposing, could be you think that your partner's going to propose to you. There's a whole bunch of things going on here, but it's at the precipice, and your underlying feelings here is you want to pull away, you want to hide. You don't think there's this energy that's coming in as in some form. You don't know if you're worthy of who you really are. And this card is like, dude, step into your power, do your thing. But you're not sure, because your hopes and fears are completion, but also what happens next. And the outcome, it may not have turned out the way you wanted, but it turned out better than you thought. And that's that part of things may not always go the way we like. But if we're willing to examine, like your shadow says, there's treasure there. You may just have to look for it a little bit more with a flashlight. But when you look at that and you see what's really there, you actually came out further ahead than you realized. And that can be an interesting experience when it happens, because it's not what you hoped for. It may not be exactly what your plan was. And I'll tell you a secret. Big secret. Cosmic secret here. The people who write 10 and 5-year plans rarely fulfill them, because life happens while you're making other plans. And that's your theme for the month of April here, Earth, is life happened. So you wrote down this 12-point plan, you did 4 of those points, and the universe was like, we're going to wad that up, we're going to throw it out because we're going over here. But you turned out in a better spot. It may not be exactly what you thought, though. With that, we'll hop into the oracle cards. If you have a specific question, you can pause the video here and ask your question, then push play, and then we'll see what the cards have to do. They could be clarifiers for the reading, or it could be just more information Source wants to bring forward for you. So your first card is cheer up and live in the moment. Earth, when we plan too far ahead, we forget to live in the now. And that's what this energy is calling you to. Again, we have a big theme of water. Water is your supporting energy throughout this entire reading. It's the thing that reminds you to go forward. Water and earth get along really well. They're friends. And there is this energy that comes up with water that sometimes earth is a little too serious. They're too, the gnome aspect of much work and no play is the thing. But water's coming and going like, let's go have some fun. Let's go relax. And that's this call to look for the positive, live in the moment, touch, get into your senses, touch, taste, feel, sight, hearing. Do something that's enjoyable. Go to a beautiful art gallery. Go to a stream if you're close to where there's actual water and it's not freezing, and watch the beauty of nature. If you are someone who likes to garden, go sit in your garden and watch the plants coming up. Do things that bring joy to your soul. That's going to help you stand more in your authority and stand in that now moment. Your second card, this is very apropos for this reading, is the dragon at discovering your courage. Where you stand in your authority, the dragon comes out of you. You live, we all have, dragons and fairies and angels and all of those things surrounding us. But are we willing to actually embrace this energy? Dragons are not scared of really anything. There is this call to step into your power. And when a dragon is coming up to you and a dragon is working with you on the spiritual side of things, it's time to really get clear on your courage. Claim your future. Claim your now moment. Go forward with that humble authority. I'm not the best, but I'm better than I was yesterday. And I'm going to do this, and it might take me fill in the blank, or it might take me 5 minutes. We don't know yet, but I have the courage to move forward. And that's what your call is here, Earth, is let's get this thing moving. You're in a good place. You have the authority, you have the power, you have the backing of Source and your guides. What's stopping you? Your last card, this is funny because I said at the first card, get into your senses, right? Earth, taste, touch, sight, hearing. And this card says sensuality. Express your sensuality. Sensuality in its basic meaning, outside of the bedroom, is getting in touch with your senses. This anchors us in the moment. That's where touch comes in. Touching anything. Cotton shirt, velvet, petting your pet, your cat or your dog, whatever, or a lizard, because they've got textured skin too. Smelling a beautiful flower, lighting a candle that smells nice, having an oil diffuser, tasting nice food, a fresh cut of apple that you've dipped in peanut butter or caramel if you're like me, or tasting fresh baked bread with really heavy thick layer of butter on it. What's the smells? What's the tastes? When you look at beautiful things, what happens? What is released in your mind? Step into this moment, and your senses are a very, very strong way to tap into joy, to cheer up, to living in this time, living in this period of existence. Sometimes that takes a little bit of courage. That's where your dragons come in. But when you can do that, you know that you're ready to move forward with your guides. So if you're feeling disconnected, if you start to feel frustrated or I don't know what to do next, pause, take a breath, and find something in each of those categories, in each of the 5 senses, and focus on that for 5 to 10 seconds, because that re-anchors you into the present time, and then it takes that anxiety, which is worry about the future, helps neutralize depression, worry about the past, and it brings you back here. Your power exists in the now moment. And your reading here is saying, Earth, you've done a lot, you've got a lot of opportunity ahead of you. Reconnect with Source, reconnect with your body, and go forward with the courage that you know you possess. So with that, I will let you guys and gals go. Have a great rest of your month, and I'll see you in the next video.